Hey guys, Rob Ferrari here, and this video is going to be broken up into two parts. The first part is just me drinking a Gatorade. The second part is me eating lunch while drinking a Gatorade, but the entire time I'm going to be talking about the new Ford GT. Now, what do you want to know about the new Ford GT? Well, times have changed, and you may have seen the GT just rolled through Mecum Auctions at something like $1.8 million. So why is that significant? Well, you've seen my videos that Cena is still being sued by Ford to reclaim or go after the profits that he made off the car for violating the fact that he's not able to sell it for the first 2 years. Now, Ford tried to do that with all the owners, clearly, and their strategy seems to be failing. So the car at Mecum, they made a speech beforehand, which went something like this.
The judge didn't rule in Mecum's favor that we could sell this car, and if Ford wanted it back, they were welcome to come here and bid on it. So it is a publicly legal sale of a Ford GT. We had some people worried that there's going to be repercussions. There's no repercussions with this car. It's already been tested in court. You bid on it, you buy it, it's yours. It's America. You can buy and sell what you want.
And there you have it. They said, we've already been to court over this with Ford and we have won. Which means, guess how many Ford GTs are now available to be sold? All of them. And now that selection process is going to be tested out, because I don't care who you are, to make $1 million off of owning a car, that's pretty good. Now, I don't know if that market exists. I don't know if there's just that many people butthurt that they weren't able to get a car that they're going to say, whatever it costs, nobody's going to stand in my way. Or if, and this is an if, or if Ford bought the car for $1.8 million. Why would Ford buy their own car for $1.8 million? Because that makes them sell every other Ford GT instantly. So if Ford ramped up the market and Cena's car went for $1.25, then this other one goes at auction for 1.8. I'm telling you, this is not a $1.8 million car. I don't know, like, if you have fuck you money, it doesn't matter. But there is no way that car, if you told me I can have a 918 or a Ford GT, I'm taking the 918. You told me I can have a Pagani or a 918, I'm taking the Pagani. You tell me I can have a Koenigsegg at a 918, taking the Koenigsegg. LaFerrari, Enzo, I mean, you name it. There's a whole bunch of cars out there that I would buy before a Ford GT for almost $2 million. But if Ford did buy their car back, because I don't think it's sold in under 2 minutes for $2 million, that's amazing. Now, for the next run, they could be like, you know what? We're bumping the price up to $650, $700. And people are like, shit, I can still get a $2 million car for $700,000. Get me on that list. So, smart person would do that. It's essentially manipulating the market. You saw a while ago there was the stick shift 599 that went for $750,000, something ridiculous at auction. It was nothing special. It was just a stick shift V12 Ferrari, and the rest of the market just shot up after that. The 612, the 599, everything with a stick shift that was a V12 Ferrari shot through the roof because of this one auction result. And apparently it was just, that's me. It was just two drunk, I heard you. They didn't even give me a chance to walk over. It was just like two drunk guys bidding against each other, and they infiltrated the entire market. Because the thing rich people do is if they think they could buy something that's worth more than they're paying for it, they're all over it and they line up for it. I'll be right back. Look at that. It's my jam. If you see a random hand go and touch those fries, that's Jimbo, baby. This place, the filling station on 9W.
It's proper.
Magnifique.
Speaking of which, let's go there.
There goes the hand. So that would be a brilliant move on Ford's part to buy the car and then ramp up the market, ramp up the demand. But it does show also that Ford cannot essentially, I'm sure they went to court. I don't know if it went to an appellate court, if they're going to take it to an appellate court. But Ford can't tell people they can't sell something after they buy it. So how do we fix this? If Ford was really concerned with this, they'd lease the car for the first 2 years and then transfer ownership. Now you run into a cash flow issue at that point in time, unless you structure the lease where it's $400,000 up front and then whatever, $50,000 buyout or $50,000 lease. That's one thing. But if Ford really wanted to prevent people from selling them, that's the only way they can do it, which is retain ownership. We've gone through this, but it's very interesting that they're still pursuing John Cena, and not only that, they're suing the dealership that brokered the deal. Another interesting note, John Cena, and when you look into it, he registered the car in Montana. He didn't even pay taxes on the thing. He bought it and sold it within a month, which means that car was instantly up for sale. I can't imagine John Cena went through the process of applying for that car. That's one thing that I just don't see happening. But ultimately, there's at least, and I know I see them trading in my circles, like people selling it, but like, I'll just transfer the title, I'll buy it from you, but I'll transfer title after this. I see that happening, but you don't see these open sales, like these open market sales. Is the Ford GT, what is it worth? I mean, that's a good question. I definitely say it's not worth over $1 million. I was even questioning whether it was worth $500,000. I want to see Brooks from Drag Times, because Brooks has a car already, and I haven't seen any, and maybe he's put them up and I just haven't seen them. I was expecting to see videos day one, racing the 720, racing the 488, doing the drag strip, doing the half mile. I've seen none of that, which means if he's a smart guy and the performance isn't quite there, or it's not like, it doesn't show well, he's not going to want to put that out there because it devalues his car and everyone else's, and because then it's like, well, that car's not worth it. It's getting beat by, like, it could be like the NSX, where on paper it looks pretty cool, but in reality it's like, yeah, okay. But now it's still, remember, is it one of the sexiest cars made? Yes. Still to this date, it's a very, very good looking car. If it was stick shift, maybe a convertible, I don't know. It's hitting a lot of right chords. I think the price is a little high. I think the secondary market, this whole back and forth with Ford suing the customers, absolute nonsense. But it does make for entertaining videos. It's good conversation, good stuff to talk about over some fries and a Gatorade. There you go, part 2. Part 3 is me eating this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.